I am hesitant to even post this because of the off chance that it actually gets attention, because if you're watching this video, you know what Alexa's like. I'm literally so in shock as I type the script for this. A TikTok condemning Alexa Nikolas came across my For You page because I had posted one about her being despicable, but beforehand I searched her name to see if anyone was talking about it, thus putting Alexa related videos on my algorithm. I was scrolling through the comments, as I always do, to see what people were discussing, and I came across this comment. This is so insane. This is so much. The comment reads, "She was the one that leaked Vanessa Hudgens' pictures because she didn't like her." Let's travel back in time a little bit. If you're below a certain age, you may not remember or even know this, but when Vanessa Hudgens was still on Disney Channel, I believe it happened between High School Musical 1 and 2, her intimate photos began leaking. I think I was in 3rd grade when this happened. I remember a boy showing me one of her nudes on the bus. We're 8, mind you. This was an extremely big deal at the time because leaking intimate photos or videos was not yet recognized as the crime we know it as today, aka revenge. And worse yet, the women who fell victim to these attacks were very heavily scrutinized and shamed by the media and the public. Disney, with its family-friendly image and extremely strict guidelines for their stars, was absolutely not defending the girls it happened to. They were always forced to make apologies even though they were the victims. Now, I don't particularly feel like Googling this scandal because Vanessa was a teenager when it started. And do I really need to explain why I, 1, don't want that in my search history, and 2, don't want the actual photos popping up? If I can think of an innocent enough way to search it, I'll put a headline or something up on screen as proof, but this is a real thing that happened, and it plagued women in Hollywood for a long time. Them being attacked and harassed so frequently was a big driving force in getting this recognized as a crime. So this is a very serious claim to make about someone. Like, this is a crime accusation. I cannot stress that enough. This person is accusing Alexa Nikolas of committing revenge. I googled it and came across a couple of things. So let's start with this Reddit post. Everything I say from this point is strictly alleged. I do not claim any of this as fact. I am merely sharing speculation from a different source and giving my thoughts on it. This is a commentary channel, therefore this is all for entertainment purposes only. I am not the one who made these statements, nor do I know anyone who did. Okay, so the Reddit post is like just about, will Drake Bell's victim file a lawsuit against Alexa Nikolas for leaking her sealed documents? Alexa went on live semi-recently and said that they were not sealed, and that was just a confusion thing that the internet just sort of took and ran with. But the original poster is like, Alexa needs to be knocked down a peg and face the consequences of her selfishly disgusting, I think you mean disgusting action. And I'm not even gonna get into that, but someone replied with something. I've been scared shitless to post about this because I'm afraid of Alexa, but it feels unethical not to share at this point. Alexa has been disowned by young Hollywood as persona non grata since 2011, and it has nothing to do with Zoe 101, or Dan Schneider. If you are like most and view acts of revenge to be abusive, then yes, evidence available online would lead to the conclusion that Alexa is an abusive predator and her victim is her former best friend, Vanessa Hudgens. Below is the email sent by a former friend of Alexa's that circulated around. It was leaked by Vanessa's inner circle to explain why there was no hacker for the FBI to track down the way there had been with other cases. And the email says, I am writing to you today because I have some important information to disclose. I have long hesitated to do this out of fear of the repercussions which may occur pertaining to the parties involved. However, in light of recent events, I feel it is my duty to divulge all I know before the situation gets out of hand. As you may have heard recently, more nude pictures belonging to Vanessa Ann Hudgens have been released into the public domain. These pictures were personal, and Vanessa is obviously distraught by the fact that her privacy has been invaded. The source of these pictures was this Flickr account. The Sweet Melodies account has since been deleted. I am certain that the owners of this account are 2 teenage girls, Kaisley Collins, 19, and Alexa Nikolas, 18. I know this because I was formerly a close friend of Kaisley Collins and an acquaintance of Alexa Nikolas. Kaisley and Alexa are responsible for all of the distribution of Vanessa Hudgens' personal pictures dating back to September 2007. And just a little pause there. I think the email will mention it, but that was not the only leak that had happened. I think it went on for like a few more years because, and I'll include it, there was a headline preceding the premiere of Sucker Punch, which was a couple years after this, and right before that movie came out, there was another leak. Okay, back to the alleged email. In 2006, Kaisley and Alexa were close friends of Vanessa, but they later drifted apart due to Vanessa's work commitments, aka the High School Musical movies. Vanessa was especially fond of Alexa, even inviting her to star in her debut music video to make up for the fact that she had been too busy to spend time with her. Later that year, Alexa suggested that Vanessa take some racy pictures to keep her boyfriend interested. Vanessa agreed and privately took some naked photos of herself. Kaisley then took photos of Vanessa and Alexa kissing. Alexa and Kaisley took no nude photos of themselves. Not up until this point, at least. Vanessa took more nude photos that year and the next, but she was careful and deleted the pictures from her mobile phone. Vanessa uploaded her pictures to her email account and sent them to her boyfriend, like Alexa had suggested. On one of these occasions, she did this while she was at Alexa's house. Alexa downloaded the pictures onto her computer when Vanessa accidentally left her email account logged in. Since September 2007, Alexa and her friend Kaisley have been leaking Vanessa's pictures every time she has a movie coming out. I believe this is because of them being jealous of her successful movie career. On March 12, 2011, Alexa created the Sweet Melodies Flickr account. She uploaded racy photos, which were taken in 2007. The images Alexa uploaded included Vanessa Hudgens nude and her making out with Vanessa. Alexa knew that if she uploaded the images of her and Vanessa kissing, Vanessa would become suspicious because she was the only one who had access to those images. To avoid that happening, Alexa took some nude pictures of herself on March 2nd, 2011, which is so calculated. She made sure she censored the images of Vanessa, who was 17 at the time this set of pictures was taken. Melly, I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. She's been annoying me all damn day. She just will not shut up. Pet owners, let me hear ya. These kids get on your nerves sometimes, don't they? Although she was 18 in the previous sets. She also... What if I could speak English? She also partially censored the pictures of herself, again, to avoid suspicion. Vanessa doesn't suspect Alexa or Kaisley and is spending huge amounts of money hiring lawyers because she believes her email account was hacked into by someone out to get her. In the past, she has even suspected previous boyfriends and family members. Being a young person in the entertainment industry myself, I am aware of how detrimental scandals like this can be to someone's career. When I became aware of what Alexa and Kaisley were doing, I immediately stopped contacting them and refused to get involved. But now I believe it is a very serious matter, especially since Alexa and Kaisley plan to leak more of Vanessa's pictures the day before her Sucker Punch premiere. I am desperately trying to prevent this from happening, so I have decided it is necessary for me to contact the media before it's too late. I believe the world deserves to know the truth about these young stars, about what these young stars have done, and the unnecessary hurt they've caused Vanessa Hudgens, her family, and her friends. And now we're going into the OP replied to that, wait, hold on, so it's confirmed Alexa leaked Vanessa's nudes? I thought it was just a rumor. And the person who posted the email says, every person who has spoken out over the years has stated everything as fact, and if you examine just how awfully specific all the details are, as well as that they line up with what was leaked at each given time, in my opinion, there is no reason to believe any of this is false, especially since Vanessa obviously cut Alexa out of her life and nobody has ever denied these events. Just to specify, the people who have mentioned it are all former Disney or Nick stars whenever they would be asked about the situation and how it affected their reputations. They all state it was widely known Alexa was the perpetrator, and it's very telling why she said many times nobody from young Hollywood publicly showed support for her in 2019 or when EP was born. Not even Jeanette McCurdy has ever discussed her. As for why the general public didn't pick up on this, between 2007 and 2016, there were several massive leaks of nude photos by a hacker ring targeting over 50 A-list celebrities that garnered much bigger news coverage, the biggest being in 2014. So single victim targeted attacks slid under the radar, either by the general public assuming they were part of the same incidents or forgetting about them altogether. And before I continue, I want to point out there, yes, they are obviously not friends anymore, and Alexa herself goes on and on about how no one supports her, and this could explain why. However, this person says there's no reason to believe any of this is false. That does not mean that we get to claim it as fact, because at the end of the day, there's no concrete proof. Like, unless Alexa Nikolas comes out and says, yes, I did it, this is basically hearsay. And as I was searching this, I didn't find any other former Disney or Nick stars talking about how Alexa was the one who was leaking it. It was just people reporting that Alexa was like the number one suspect. No one in the know actually calling her out. I just think that is important to note. Oh my God. Do not sue me, wicked witch. Let me get this out of the way first. The earliest instance I could find of the email posted here is from LiveJournal on March 21st, 2011. I have no idea where it came from. Everyone who posts it just says it was floating around. The earliest post even says, this could be a bunch of bullshit. It's true that Alexa and Vanessa were friends. I did some digging and found photos of them together. I also went back and watched the Come Back to Me music video, and sure enough, there's Alexa. Side note, I don't understand how music videos in the 2000s look worse than music videos from the 80s. But what the hell? Sure. There are other things in this story that are true as well. The leaked photos of them kissing was also reported on, and unfortunately, as I was doing my digging, I came across the photo on Tumblr in a post from the year that it was happening, 2011. I'm obviously not putting it here, because do you think I would save that shit to my computer? Are you insane? But can confirm that part happened. And if that part happened, it makes sense why the person who posted this email said there's no reason to believe that this is false. A lot of shit is adding up, and there are a lot of breadcrumbs. But again, none of this is proof that Alexa is the one who did it. So I went digging some more. Multiple sites reported that she was suspected of doing it. Even ABC referenced a separate article that was theorizing it was an inside job perpetrated by Alexa Nikolas. And there are tons of sites that also have pages where they discuss they believe it was her. Now, someone was caught in 2011 for hacking a bunch of those female celebrities, and I went through the CNN article, but I don't see him being directly linked to Vanessa Hudgens specifically. It just says she went through a similar ordeal with hackers. I bring this up because I can't find anything that says the FBI found out who specifically did it to Vanessa Hudgens, and that, paired with the fact that she obviously didn't continue to be friends with Alexa, is interesting. It's worth pointing out. I want to reiterate here, I am not claiming the evidence leads to a specific conclusion, the conclusion being that Alexis for sure did it. I am not someone who can make that statement. Only Alexa and Vanessa and this Paisley girl know for sure what happened. I can only present what facts we do have and other speculation. Speculation is not a claim, of course. So yeah, that is a hefty allegation. That is literally a crime just before it was recognized as a crime, and it's also just an incredibly shitty thing to do. And I believe I said in my first Alexa Nikolas video, I don't know if I referred to her as predatory, not in the like sexual abuse sense, but she is a very predatory person. She preys on people. But if this were true, that would also make my first statement true. I'm not saying that it is, but if we knew for certain that this happened, like it was fact, not just allegations, that would indeed make Alexa Nikolas a predator, making eat predators a laughing stock. So very not good. Very, very, very not good. My hand was like clamped over my mouth as I was reading about all of this, because we know the bitch is crazy, but I don't know. I would not have suspected this.